third attempt at this. We loaded for bear today. New wire, new connectors, new shrink wrap, new screwdrivers, soon to be lost into that pile, never seen again. And we got 922. We have T6s from Phoenix. Awesome little units. Get these two synchronized together. This is an older 3-head unit. See what he can possibly do with that. Work that in somewhere. And a bracket. I've got another one of these just in case you want to use it. The switch box, which has been kind of a, oh dear God, who did this thing? From probably wired in 10 years ago, and you can look back on the past videos. It's, I don't know, that's not stable or reliable. So Chief had this. This is also from Chief's collection here. These are actually some that Chief had bought for his personal vehicle. Decent wire, new wire, not pulled wire, 500 feet, all the same color. I know, right? It comes that way. New connectors for everything. Hopefully we ain't got to use these, but just in case. More shrink wrap. Big thing, heat gun. I know a lot of people, if you do use the shrink wrap, it's perfectly acceptable in some circles to use that. That's not acceptable. This, you can't really, you're going to wind up burning shrink wrap and you're going to do more harm than good. It's a step above electrical tape. Actual heat gun will produce stable, reliable, conformed heat. So you'll get a good seal. You won't have any issues on down the line. We also have black wiring and then some of my personal assorted stuff here and there. So hopefully we can get this completely redone. Let me show you what we're working with. This, of course, we got the front end done great. A few of these little lights here need to check. I know that one right there, I think is burnt out. But once again, we go to the pile. Ta-da, brand new. Been sitting back here for a while. So we can get that run so people can see us. This is the wiring we have back here right now. Now, it was at least using connectors, but as you can tell over time and use, probably something went down and, well, just kind of fixed it as best could be. There's a whole bunch of wire in here. And the thing is, don't really know if this is burnt or no power is going to it. This and this and this, none of this works. So basically we have the side markers and we have these trailer lights. And the thing is, when we're running full code, you step back from this at night and even from the rear. Right now, if you're somebody coming up in behind, you could probably catch the glow off the light bar. But as you can see, this tank is pretty fat. So it's just not really giving enough, hey, I'm right here. I'm kind of a post turtle. I go slow. And not the speediest vehicle in the fleet. But she does haul a very wonderful amount of water. So she ain't got to be fast. She just got to get there eventually. So that's what we're doing today. Stay tuned. Wire nuts. No, never wire nuts. That's got to go. That's pestering me. It's actually a joke around most of the other members of my love and affinity for the wire nut and automotive wiring. So check back in. All right, back to Wirenutapalooza. It's not all the wire nuts that are actually on there. Of course, a lot of electrical tape holding stuff together too. Now, before we start running the full length of this truck, before we waste wire and whatnot, I figure we see what is salvageable and what we don't need to worry about today. So, isolate this. Got some heavy gauge wire, more wire nuts. Have our patented workbench here for isolation. And this here, because I'm running just this heavy gauge wire, so I don't forget later, just as a rule of thumb, went ahead and put a black zip tie on here, which denotes that is actually my ground, so I don't actually fry something, including myself, which is always a possibility. So, see what we got? All right, so she's got a switch issue up on the front, so we can go ahead and say that that is viable. Do that for this, this, and this. So that will actually eliminate time better spent doing things on lights that are not blown. So maximize the time we're actually here getting stuff done instead of, well, why ain't that working? So here we go. There's a wire nut. There's a wire nut. There are two more in this length that goes here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's not counting the butt joints that are up there. So, and about from here on up, on this wire, all the way stretching from the front of the cab, we had about 8 wire nuts breaking continuity and for creating all kinds of resistance on the line. So it was so bad, any one of those could have caused an issue, but because we had so many, it caused that big of a problem. So any one of those could have knocked out the lights. So strip it all the way out, chunk it, replace it with new, and rehab the equipment you already have so you don't have to buy any more. Honestly, get yourself a milk crate. If it's stupid and it works, then it ain't stupid. And 22. A little tighter than last time. Alright, so once again, you know the drill. Everything's kind of tied up. A few things that had tension on them, we went ahead and shrink wrapped and hit that up a little bit. Got a ground strap, went ahead of course because it's got a little tension on it. And because we got blinkies and then we got floodlights, we got a 4-stage switch up in here. We got our, oh, there we go. That's our switch. I'm gonna tidy all this up. And because we have floods on floods and blinkies, we got a 4-stage switch. Wound up putting line 1 for floods, and then we're gonna stagger all the blinkies down the way. So hopefully that should be floods. Awesomeness. So if I'm as smart as I have heard that people say I am, if I throw that on, that should give us our old blinkies. which means I only got to run one more line, one more ground strap. Bam. All right, best that 1983 had to offer. Boom, right there. Wiggly, 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 wiggly. Saturday Night Light Show. Stay tuned. Much later. All right, so there's our switch box. There's all our connections. Just need to heat, crank those, hit a little bit of heat. So, let's go ahead. That should be blinky. That should be blinky. And that should be our spotlight. Nice. Yeah, everything's a mess in here right now. This has been ridiculous. Amount of just trash, just old wires. But we can now see on scene, and we can be seen. That will work. Bright as day. I think we will be able to be seen now. It is 10:30 at night. I was supposed to be cooking a steak for my beautiful bride. Thankfully, she's on the fire department too, so she knows these things can kind of run a little bit long. So, till the next time, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna cook me a steak, and I'm gonna kick back. We're gonna just be happy that, for the most part, I think we're done here for a while. Still need to get a little bit tied up here, but zip tie should hold it. Since that was electrical tape and the just sheer dirt of time that was holding it together before. So, y'all have a good night. Y'all have a safe night. 9:22 coming home. Y'all be good.